Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to KT Confidential, the real estate podcast, episode 211. Today, Ariel and I are discussing the state of the market, what's happening behind me, among other things. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome back. Where's your tan?
Yeah. Hey, we got to squeeze some of these in before I go away. Otherwise, well, I guess you could bring a guest on.
Yes.
You okay today?
Yes.
It could be the snow. Maybe it's the snow. Something's in the air. Flurries are in the air.
Viruses, bacteria.
Yeah, I've been able to avoid them. So the kids have been sick basically all month, if not longer.
All month?
They've been to school. Well, Tessa's in school. McKenna is not. McKenna's been to school 4 days this month.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What does she have?
She had RSV.
Oh, really?
Both of them did. And then just, I don't know, viruses.
Right.
Barks and snotty kids. So McKenna probably could go back to school, but we're going away, leaving them with my dad. We don't want my dad to have 6 snotty kids. So we said, well, fuck it. She's been home most of the month. She can go another couple of days.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Snow's on the ground. You're a snow guy. I hate snow.
I love it. I'm disappointed that there's not snow on the roads because I wanted to try out my new truck and my new snow tires, but unfortunately it wasn't slippery.
That got him excited, Ian. About 25 octaves higher.
Yeah, I think he accounts for that in my levels.
Yeah. DBs went off their chain there.
Yeah.
I'm not a big snow guy. I hate shoveling snow.
Didn't you buy a snowblower?
I thought about it, but
then you remembered your neighbor had one.
No, it's not even that. It takes up a lot of space.
It does.
In the garage. I'm curious if you think to all of our clients how many of them actually have snowblowers. It's a small percentage.
Yeah, I would say so. Oh, you know who has one that's looking for somewhere to basically store it for the winter? Is Chris Corcoran. He asked me, he's like, because he buys them used, or like basically picks them up on the side of the road, fixes them, and then sells them. But he's got an extra one, and he offered it to me because he's looking for somebody competent that knows how to use one that can use it this winter. So message him.
Is it gas powered?
Yes.
Then I'm not interested.
Oh. Well, those are the best ones because you can't get through the windrow without it. It was an electric one. No way.
Yes, you can.
An electric one?
Okay, I'm going to have Steve Cicchetto. Steve Cicchetto bought the Ego brand, which I'm a big fan of.
Chinese. Made in China.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't care where it's made, but it's like really good quality product.
I don't believe it. I want to see it. Has he shown you it in action?
How is he showing me it in action? What, is he going to use it on his fucking lawn?
Well, then why are you such a big advocate of this
Well,
thing?
because I own all of their other products.
Okay.
I have the backpack leaf blower.
Yeah.
I've got the lawnmower.
Yeah.
I've got the chainsaw.
I would love just to have a flamethrower. Elon Musk's flamethrower.
Yeah.
You know who has one? It's Ryan Serhant. He was on top of his building using the flamethrower. Ian, can you source one?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would make for some good video.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Going along Main Street, the sidewalk.
I think he'd get shot.
Yeah, probably.
The police would not have that.
Anyway, what are we talking about today?
Well, we both had differences of opinions. I just wanted to talk about my recent experiences in the market because I'm finding that, it's relevant for people to understand what's happening in the market in terms of the quality of representation that I'm working with and interacting with different agents and the quality of listings out there. So I've got a few stories, but one, I was out not long ago, a few days ago, we were looking at properties specifically with intent of just a preview in order to have a better understanding for what competition is out there for a listing that we have on the market or had on the market, depending on how it goes once this is posted. But it's terrible. Like these properties, they look sort of okay online, but you go there and they're terrible. Most of them are empty, not staged, but they're dirty, they're damaged.
There's a lot more inventory that is of less quality now.
Yes. Well, I didn't see it, but my brother, who his wife, my sister-in-law, is a realtor, and they were talking about a post they saw on the Realtors Hack page, Facebook page, about staging, and agents saying, "Oh, what are people doing now with staging because they can't afford to do it because homes all of a sudden, we don't know what to do. Our homes aren't selling in 5 days, and
Selling at all.
And agents are freaking out because they've got these huge expenses. Staging's very expensive, even just for the initial rental, let alone carrying it for months.
Well, even if you own your own staging furniture and accessories, because some agents and some teams stock their own stuff.
Yeah.
And then just have their designer go in and install it. But if your stuff is sitting in one spot for months.
Right now, are you going to buy furniture for 10 properties because you've got 10 active listings? Now you need a warehouse.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting time. And I kind of look forward to the challenging times because it will weed out a lot of bad apples from the industry, and it will help the good ones shine. And I think people recognize that.
It will. This change of the market always gets rid of realtors that were trying to capitalize on the heated market without doing a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's face it, a year and a half ago, even 6 months ago, there were homes selling in a matter of days and without much effort. You literally could put a for sale sign in the lawn and the home would sell. So I find that there were a lot of part-time realtors or a lot of realtors that were, a stay-at-home parent that couldn't devote 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week to their business, but would put in 10 hours a week and still sell a home a week or a home a month, whatever. And now they just can't afford to do that.
Right.
Because they're not getting those sales and the expenses are going up.
Well, I think on that note too about staging companies are probably scrambling right now, right? Like they must be running low on inventory. And at the same time not getting new listings themselves. Yeah.
Right? Like the amount of listings they have are decreasing, and the listings that they do have are taking much longer to sell.
Or from what I'm seeing, fewer homes are being staged.
Yes.
There's a lot of that. Maybe virtual staging is becoming more common. It's a
How do you
fraction
feel
of the
about
price.
virtual staging?
As a last resort, perhaps.
If you're selling your home.
If you're selling. If you're leasing, it's a great idea.
Right.
Like, obviously, staging is not feasible for leases. But if you have a vacant property for leases, it's a fantastic option. It gets people into the house. For sale properties, as a last resort, it's better than not being staged, as long as you identified in the listing, which some real estate boards require. You have to say photos are virtually staged. The problem with it is it gets people to the house, but then they're underwhelmed when they get there because they were expecting this lavishly decorated and furnished property, and they walk into a cold, dark, empty space that's echoey. And that's not a very memorable experience. And that's what the two properties I went to see recently that were the same model as the one we're listing. One of them was completely empty. And it was just not a very nice experience. And, it was dark, lights were off. And also they had the heat at like literally 28 degrees. It was stifling hot in there. So the agent probably hadn't been there for a while. But yeah, the point of staging is when people get there, you want them to be able to picture themselves sitting in front of the fireplace on the nice couch or entertaining in the nicely decorated kitchen. And it's hard to convey that experience.
Yep. Yeah, well, we're seeing that people are less encouraged right now that their home will sell. And when they're less encouraged, there's generally less effort.
Or people are nervous because they can't sell in some cases, or they're afraid they can't sell anyways.
So having said all this,
you just totally cut me off.
Do you think because it was kind of boring. Do you think it's a good time?
I was leading into another point, but I'll get back to it.
Do you think it's a good time to buy as a buyer right now?
Depends on what your intentions are. I don't think it's a bad idea to buy. I think you're better off buying now than you were in January, February. Rates are higher. Your carrying costs are probably higher. But in 5 years, 3 years, you can refinance and be ahead of the people that bought in January, February of this year. So
yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize the fact that, yes, mortgage rates are higher, significantly higher at the moment than what they were a couple of years ago. The prices have come down significantly over what they were a year ago, 6 months ago. Your monthly expense on carrying that home is not all that different. The mortgage rate increase and the purchase price decrease almost balanced itself out. So from a purchase price perspective, if you're buying now and you bite the bullet for the next few years on that higher interest rate, but refinance once the rates come back down, which they will inevitably, you then bought yourself that home for less.
Well, significantly less.
Yeah.
20% more
and
in some
if
cases.
You're upgrading right now, your percentage of cost to upgrade is less.
I think it depends on the segment, though. Like some segments have been affected more than others. I'm finding some of the higher end homes are still selling.
Yep, that's true.
And some
people
of
with money still have money, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but some of the average homes, single car detached, double car detached, average size, like 2,000 to 3,000 square feet, maybe not quite 3,000, but where there's more options, a lot of those are sitting, and we're seeing price reductions, months on market. So it depends on what you're upgrading from.
Yep.
So what I was getting to where you cut me off, though, is because people, I think, are getting scared. They're shortcutting the system. They're rushing to get listings on the market, not making them look very attractive. But they're also embellishing information about them. So there's these two properties, again, that we went to see. They're both 2,500 to 2,600 square feet.
Almost 3,000 square feet of beautifully.
Well, so in the description, they always wrote over 3,000 square feet of living space, which I think most people can see through that.
With the finished basement.
Yes.
People hate that.
Well, the other problem is they're actually listing it as over 3,000 in the listing where you select the square foot footage, which is not permitted. It's only above grade square footage, which, whatever, it doesn't bother me because when people walk in there,
they're disappointed. They're
going to
like, wow, this is 3,000 square feet.
There's a significant difference between a 3,000 and a
shit.
2,500 square foot home. Like, the second you walk into it.
Right.
So if people aren't paying attention, then it's not doing the homeowner any justice.
Right.
The other thing I'm seeing is basement apartments, air quote apartments. Most finished basements, I'm seeing people, a lot of people list them as apartments, even though they're not. There was one funny conversation we had on the phone the other day. I don't know if we recorded enough of it to play it, but this one property sold not long ago, same model as the one we have coming for sale. So I was really interested in getting more information about it. They had it listed as a basement apartment. I couldn't see all the components of an apartment in the photo, so I called the guy. And I said, I see that there was a bank of lower cabinets and a refrigerator. Was that all there was, or was there actually a kitchen? And his response was, what's the difference between a bank of cabinets and a fridge and a kitchen? And so we laughed because that's ridiculous. And then he said, I said, was it actually an apartment? Because you hadn't listed as an apartment. And he said, oh yeah, you just have to replace a window with a door. So this is the people and things we're dealing with right now.
Right.
It's ridiculous. So it's no wonder properties aren't selling. When you tell someone it has an apartment, they walk in and it doesn't even have egress windows, let alone a door.
Which also brings up another point in representation. Who becomes legally responsible when obviously, finished basement like that, no egress windows, it's not a full kitchen, there's no side separate entrance.
That's probably not even permitted as a
not
finished
permitted.
basement.
It's being misrepresented.
Right.
So
everybody gets sued.
As a seller,
yeah,
you might not even know what this guy is doing. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But all of a sudden the seller is legally liable.
Mm-hmm.
The seller's realtor is legally liable. And now whoever buys that or this property sold, so whoever bought that property, I'm assuming they didn't do much due diligence.
Their realtor's probably liable too.
100%. Everybody going to court.
Yeah.
That's what will happen. It's inevitable. We were going to talk a little bit about rent. I wanted to talk about rent. So let's have a quick chat about rent before we wrap it up. Because basement apartments are becoming super... I don't know. My fucking brain.
They were never the basement apartments. Generally speaking, historically, were not really on people's radar.
Right.
Certainly not.
Oh my god!
Not their want.
I'm going to
list.
live in a basement apartment. I don't think so.
Most people didn't want them, but now we're seeing
lots of new immigration.
Yeah, and we're seeing that in some cases it's the only option, budget wise.
And if done right, some of these basements are really nice.
Yeah. Some of them are nicer than most condos I've visited.
Oh, I'll backtrack just very quickly to your point about how they're listed.
Yeah.
So I went to see a comp for a property in rural Milton because my clients wanted to put an offer on a property that had legit basement apartment.
Okay.
And so I went to see this comp because it was listed as a 3-bedroom plus one. So that plus one is usually a bedroom in the basement.
Right. But not an apartment.
Just a finished basement with a bedroom.
Right.
I went down there. There isn't even a window in the room.
Let alone a proper one.
Let alone a proper egress, fire-rated window.
I wish there was a way to, there's so many issues like that. It's just, it wouldn't be feasible to complain about them. But I wish there was an easy way. I mean, the real estate board should enable us to do it somehow, to be able to quickly click a button and submit a dispute. Or, on social posts on Instagram, you can complain about anything very efficiently.
Sure.
But on real estate listings, there's no way to do it. And I think they should do that. Hold people accountable for how they list things. That would be a good idea. Yeah.
Report an issue like Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like we just have to talk to Vishal.
Right. Well, he's the outgoing president.
He's the outgoing president, yeah.
Anyway.
We didn't talk about your rentals quick. Did you want to say something?
Not really. Fuck it.
Rental prices are up. That's the premise of that discussion.
Rental prices are up. Purchase prices are down. If you've got some cash sitting around somewhere, you got some investments that are doing, poorly, or that you're worried about, RSPs, GICs, you bought $300,000 worth of sports cards that are starting to take a dump. You got a car that's worth $100,000 that you really don't need, whatever. Now could be the time to start buying up some real estate again. Rent it out.
The end.
Bye.
There you have it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. Every Monday morning, 6 o'clock, a new episode comes out. Don't miss it.